Hello, what's happening? Matt, aka Lethal Frag here, bringing you another Battlefield 3 commentary. Today I'm talking about the value of being a team player in Battlefield and some things you can do to become a better team player in Battlefield 3. Been talking a lot with my followers and subscribers about this subject, and everybody's stressing the importance of spacing and being a good teammate. And what I mean by this is team play is a lot more important in Battlefield than in Call of Duty. And I'm not saying being a team player in Call of Duty is a bad thing. I'm saying it's harder to be a team player in Battlefield because there's so much more going on, and your individual efforts actually add up to a lot. And especially your efforts as a squad add up to that win. So here's a few things that you can do to be a better team player. Now I'm just first going to talk about spacing. And I've noticed this is so important that you don't want to clump up. A lot of times it's not beneficial to be close to your teammate. You know, if you're rushing around a corner, if you're rushing as a group, don't rush around a corner at the same time. Give your teammate a second to check it out and let you know what's up. Maybe spot somebody. And, follow closely behind, but not too close. If you see somebody sniping in a tower or, on a rock or something, there's no need to go lay down next to them. Know that they got that spot covered. Take a look at what they're looking at and move on from there. Take a look at your mini-map. Constantly bring up that mini-map and take a look at it. See which direction your teammates are facing. It's so important on very large maps to understand what your team is covering. And I think that's a point that a lot of people are missing, and that I was missing as well until I actually started to focus on it, is that you need to be very aware of what your team as a whole is doing. When you're going to respawn, take a good look at that map. Obviously, you're going to pick the spawn point that's most beneficial to you, but, take a look at where your team's sitting. Is everybody back at the spawn? Have we pushed up a little bit? Is the left side covered? Is the right side covered? These are all things that you need to take into account before picking your spawn, and it'll give you a better idea of what's happening after you spawn. And it's really hard for me to slow down. I'm used to spamming that respawn button from playing Call of Duty, and I've screwed myself over more times than I can count by spawning in the back deploy without taking the time to look at, where I can spawn. So, take that few extra moments to really get a grasp on what your team is doing. And I covered spotting in my previous commentary, so I won't go into that into too depth, just to say that spot everything that you see. Spot absolutely everything to help your team out. Now, moving on to vehicles. I understand that everybody needs to learn how to fly, and myself included, but I've kind of held off flying the jets and the helicopters too much unless I know my team's going to win. Because, frankly, it's a waste if you pick it up and crash it 15 seconds later, which I do most times. So, wait a minute and see if your team gets to lead, and then take that plane so you don't piss somebody off. There's a lot of really good pilots in Battlefield, people that have been doing it a really long time, and they deserve those jets and helicopters, without a doubt. But really, I'm just getting to the point here. You got to be a team player. It is so important in this game. And I've seen a lot of great team players in this game. I've also seen a lot of people that are not being team players. And as I've said before, the community for this game is great. If you have a question, just ask it. Somebody will answer it for you. Somebody will be happy to answer it for you. There are people who have been playing Battlefield from day one. And they're all about winning games and playing as a team. So if you ask that question, there's probably somebody who's going to answer it. Of course, there's going to be some jerks out there, tell you to go F off. But, on a whole, community is really great, and they're willing to help. So, keep asking those questions. I'm learning to improve myself, and this is the biggest thing I've noticed is spacing, awareness, and, just being that team guy. You don't have to put up big numbers to win. You can spot everybody and win the game for your team. You don't have to go get 30 kills. You don't have to get 20 kills. You can go negative and be an asset to your team. Really focus on that team play, and you'll find your win-loss ratio is going to go way up. That's all I got. Frag out.